Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, yes.
So this is a compliance hearing. It's a status report consideration for early discharge. Ms. Hernandez has 2 cases. These were sent in and Judge Angelini wanted them to be heard by you, Judge.
Okay.
Here are both reports. She has completed all of the terms of her probation, as far as conditions are concerned. I did speak with the state, and the state is opposed to the early termination for the cases because of the nature of the case, and because I believe Mr. Garahan stated there was the underlying, the actual original plea deal. There were some things in there to where this was the best outcome for it. Ms. Brubaker did prepare to speak with the court today, and she'd like an opportunity to do so.
All right.
I mean, I'm sorry, Ms. Hernandez. Keep saying
Wait, huh?
I did it again.
Brubaker, it brings me up.
That's an MTR.
It's also a movie, but okay.
So I
Yes.
did write something. I just wanted to be prepared.
Sure.
If you don't mind. Your Honor, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today. A lot of people told me when I first got on probation that it was set up to make people fail, but I believe that I've proven to this court that they gave me what I needed to be successful. It wasn't just a second chance for me, it was an opportunity to prove that I can turn my life around. My priority has always been to care for my son. One of my most proudest milestones was my son's father and I were able to buy a home at the age of 25. It was important for us to create a stable, secure environment for our son. I now have weekly
Just one
appointments.
moment. Excuse me, could you all whisper? All right, you can continue.
Since getting on probation, I now have weekly appointments with a therapist, and I've been able to create healthy coping skills as I unravel and heal from my childhood traumas. I have 11 months left until I obtain my bachelor's and 3 certifications. I have made the Dean's List twice, and just this week I made the Honor Society. Your Honor,
Oh, I love the Honor Society.
I brought it with me.
Okay, I have my Honor Society pen. That's always great.
Your Honor, I want you to know taking a chance on me was not a waste. I recognize how serious my charges were, and I am remorseful for the people that I hurt. I have worked every day since to prove that I am worthy of the opportunity to be on probation. I have learned from my mistakes, and I am fully focused on building stability for my family. I respectfully ask you to take my early termination into consideration. Thank you.
All right. All right, so I see in here that a letter was sent to one of the complainants and it came back. All right, so here's my question. Has she completed everything?
Yes.
And have there been any issues with her on probation?
From my understanding, Judge, there has not been any issues. There was one positive UA back, I believe it was in the December timeframe.
Mhm.
Other than that, all the other UAs have come back negative, and she completed outpatient treatment and everything else. All of her other terms have been completed. She's paid in full.
All right, state,
Yes, sir.
you're opposed?
Yes, you are.
Okay, and it's due to the nature of the offense?
To both offices, 2 separate offenses of ag assault with a deadly weapon. And so that's one of the main reasons that state is opposed.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let me just review this for one moment.
And I did bring my awards if you do want to see them, just in
Yes,
case.
I do want to see them. And I hope you end up framing them. Of
I
course.
did, so one of them's folded because it was framed, so I'm sorry.
No, no,
It
no.
looks so crazy.
You got to keep it framed.
Yes, I know. I just got my second one last week too. It's a really huge
Oh.
accomplishment for me and my
Oh, that is
family.
awesome.
Thank you. A lot of hard work.
Mhm.
Sacrifices.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me see here.
Here's late. It's been 6 years since I've been here.
All right, so. Probation, I'm assuming you all were able to reach out. Oh, okay, to the complainant, and I'm reading it here.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so. The complainant doesn't want you off early. And that's something that I do consider, but I also consider. What's the point of keeping somebody on probation if they've successfully completed everything and they've internalized what they've done wrong and they've learned from it? So you had to take anger management. You completed that. What did you learn?
I learned great coping skills, when I feel like I'm getting overstimulated or worked up, or things are not going my way. I learned, healthy habits, how to communicate better, talk myself down, some skills that I've learned instead of just slowing up when things obviously are not gonna go my way,
Mhm.
which I didn't really realize when I was 19 and I was in here. When I was 18, 19 and I was here, I thought everything was supposed to be in my control and how life was supposed to be how I made it. But as I've grown since the 6 years I've been on probation, I realized that things are gonna be what they are and I have to accept those things for what they are. And I have to try to work around those things in healthy ways. And so I've learned, a lot of communication and patience, especially after having my child as well. He'll be 5 in October, so I just have one child, but it's been a lot of ups and downs working on that part, but, I feel like I really found healthy ways and a good support system to help me do that as well.
All right. And what did you learn about this specific case and what you did wrong?
My case? Which
Yes.
one?
The case that you're on probation for?
So when I was in here, when I first had the offense, I didn't have any sense of life. I had no direction. When I did what I did, I was thinking in a selfish way. I didn't know because I wasn't living yet. I had no idea what it was to be an adult, what it was to pay bills, what it was to go to school and sacrifice. Sorry. So now that I'm an adult, I realized what I did to stop somebody else from moving in life and putting myself in their shoes. I understand how they feel about being opposed to me as well, because if something altered my life in that way due to the hands of somebody else when I was doing everything in life, I would feel the same way. And so now that I'm an adult and I realize that I'm an adult, that I'm really sorry for what I did. It was a huge mistake and I understand that I altered these
Well,
people's lives.
a huge,
A choice that I made
Mhm.
that ended up being something that altered their life, and I regret it and I take full responsibility for what I did.
All right. And so if I were not to grant this early termination, what would you do?
Well, if you weren't to grant it, then there's something that you see in me today that it's not ready, and I trust your judgment. If you believe that I'm not ready, then there's something I need to work on to get me to that point. I know that I've been on it 6 years, but if you believe that I'm not ready, then I'm more than willing to do the work to work on what I need to move forward as well.
Okay. All right. And do you think this is a good idea, probation?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So I'm going to grant your early termination, but it is not going to be granted until the complainant is contacted. And what I'll do is I'll put the date for the granting of it. I will put that on Thursday, the 8th. Would that give you all enough time?
Judge.
All right, so I'll grant it for May 8th. Congratulations.
And if they don't respond, because I think my probation officer was telling me that they had been trying for the last like 6 weeks,
Mhm.
is that gonna affect?
Oh,
your
it's May
decision?
8th, but I want to, I always make sure in this court, if I grant an early termination, that the complainant is made aware of that, because the last thing I would think you would want to see if you're a complainant, all of a sudden you see someone that you were not expecting to see. So, probation is telling me that a May 8th deadline would give them enough time.
Okay.
So,
Thank
all right,
you.
you're welcome. All right, don't come back unless you're just coming back to say hi.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.